All right, coming up on our last Something Major, we're going to talk about the finals on both sides that just finished. So stick with us and let's get it going. All right, welcome back to Something Major, our last Wimbledon Something Major. John Isner here, got Jack Sock as well. Stevie Johnson is back from his little hiatus. Stevie, we were calling you Cal Ripken, and we got to take that name away. I'm sorry, you've missed two in a row. You're no longer Cal Ripken status. What do you have to say for yourself?
You got to start somewhere. I'll start back at 1, and I'll just make my mark once again.
There you go.
Sometimes, I couldn't play injured the last couple days or the last couple Something Majors, and we're back now. I'm not going to miss any more.
Well, we know you are our stalwart. We like to give you crap, though. We can't let you get off that easily. But
be rude if you didn't.
The team at Sif Creative, of course, is with us. And all right, this is, as I said, the last Something Major. So before we get started, did you guys see? Obviously, we know what happened with the results. Did y'all see the Sinner Swiatek dance at the Wimbledon ball, which Sam Querrey was at? I did not mention. Sam's not here. My bad. He's currently flying right now back to LA. My bad, not mentioning that. So Sam was at the Champions Ball. Apparently he's got some good stories for us on our next episode. But did y'all see the dance? And if so, what did you think of it? Stevie, what did you think of it?
I'll tell you what, if I was in that position, I feel like more nervous to do that than play the final if I was in their shoes, because the dancing portion would be out of my my comfort level for sure. But I guess when you win Wimbledon, nobody really cares what you do after that. So, but the tradition lives on, and I can't wait to hear Sam's reaction. Hopefully on Friday's show, we'll get it. We'll get his Champions Dinner breakdown.
Yeah, something tells me you would need some liquid encouragement to get up there and dance. Jack, did you watch it? By the way, you think you'd be bad dancing like me, almost 7 feet tall, dancing with someone you're not comfortable with? That is a nightmare scenario for me. But anyone normal size, totally fine. So anyone that says I'd be nervous, BS. When you stick out like a sore thumb, it's a lot worse. I feel like Jack would. Wait, let's ask Jack. Do the doubles, I'm actually being serious, do doubles champions dance or no?
Yeah, the two guys that dance the two women's champions. You get up there, a little four-way salsa. No, zero dancing for the doubles people. No.
I thought there might be.
I thought there might be.
No, zero dancing for the doubles guys and women champions. But you are there. Yeah, it's obvious it's a very quick thing, but I think, like you said, there's probably some champagne flowing, which helps it a little bit. You're probably up there. You just won Wimbledon. I think at that point you don't really care at all. You're just probably so over the moon and happy that you just go get the dance, get it done, get back to your table and have a nice meal.
After you win, are you getting fitted for a tux? You're not bringing a tuxedo with you.
Be confident. A lot of confidence if you bring it with you.
That's what I mean. But I'm saying if you're Sinner and Alcaraz, you guys, they have those, partnerships with Louis Vuitton or Gucci or whatever. They have everything ready for them, but I'm assuming you didn't bring one with you.
No, walk in first day of the tournament. I'm at 42 long. Thank you. No, we won the final. Vasek and I, at least I remember, and with Mike. But yeah, we won. We get up to the locker room. They have a bucket of beers and champagne waiting for you from the locker room guys, which is fun. And then they have a full group of people who do tailoring in all sizes of suits, coats and jackets, pants, everything. You get fitted in the locker room right after while having some beers and some champagne, and then it's waiting for you. It's either done on spot right there and you take it with you, I think, honestly, then you leave. You're there for 30, 45 minutes after.
You got to keep it?
And all that. I don't believe so. No, I think I walked it over the next morning or something, and then I had to catch a flight to Newport. Yeah, exactly.
We've all done that at weddings. Stevie, I think you did that at your wedding.
I did it.
You black tux that at mine.
Oh yeah.
So Jack, you won Wimby twice, right?
Yeah.
So that counts for 2/10 of a Grand Slam win. Which one was most special before we dig into the singles finals? Was it the one that you won with Vasek over the Bryan brothers, or was it the one you won with Mike Bryan? Both were super long, kind of really cool matches.
Yeah. I mean, I think they were both awesome. They were both very special. Probably the first one because it's so unexpected as our first tournament together, and then playing the greatest doubles team of all time. It was our first week together, and it was like I think it was a 3.5, almost 4 hour doubles match, 7-5 in the fifth. I think the unexpected side of that one. I think Mike and I had confidence that we could do well. Slash, we're probably one of the top couple favorites to win. But we lost first round to Queens. I don't think people know that together. And then we went to Wimby and did well. So both special, but probably the first one.
That was pretty sick. But enough about you, Jack. Let's move on to the finals of both events. One match was pretty good, in my opinion. Not as good as that Roland Garros one. The other match was, let's call a spade a spade. It was a bit of a dud. It was a disappointing result for Anish Samova. So let's start on the women's side. This was a pretty a highly touted match. Like we were all about this final, thinking that Amanda had a decent chance to win this match. Obviously, that was not the case. It was 57 minutes long. Swiatek, as we know, found her grass court legs, her grass court game throughout the course of this tournament, and she absolutely dominated in the final. Stevie, was this a case of Iga being just utterly amazing on the court, or Amanda just really having a bad day and just not really stepping up to the moment?
Yeah, I think it was a bit of both. Just both players. I mean, Iga has been there. She's now 6-0 in finals. She's very comfortable in that scenario. I mean, obviously she's not been in one at Wimbledon, but it translates over from the other Grand Slams. And at the beginning, I would assume Amanda felt immense pressure just, playing certain matches on center court and then going to play a final on center court has to be a different feeling. And I think it just got the best of her early on in the match. She wasn't looking like herself. You lose the first set 6-0. Sometimes it's easy to recover and just say, okay, a lost set is a lost set. Let's move on. Let's find our legs and try and get our footing here in the second set. But unfortunately, that snowball was kind of rolling downhill a little too fast for her. And then at the end, you can kind of feel like watching the match, looking at the faces, in Amanda's box and on Amanda, she's just trying to get a game at that point at 6-0, 3-0, 6-0, 4-0, zero belief that she's going to win, but just trying to get games so she doesn't end up on the wrong side of this final score of 0-0. But, other than that, 6 amazing matches for her, 2 amazing weeks at Wimbledon. It's just unfortunate for her that the final ended up like this, and it hopefully doesn't sour an incredible 2 weeks for what she did to get herself now in the top 10 and to see where she is from a couple years ago, taking that break from tennis. So I hope she takes a lot of positives from this, but a very unfortunate bummer of a final for her, after all the hard work she had done to get there.
Yeah, she actually started her campaign. We spoke about that, I think, in our first something major with an 0-0 victory, and she ends it with an 0-0 loss. Jack, I mean, we don't know what it's like to play in a Grand Slam final, clearly. So obviously, amazing credit goes to Amanda. I would take a Grand Slam final and an 0-0 loss over not making a Grand Slam final.
For sure.
So
Yeah.
she did amazing. She beat Sabalenka in the semifinals. Jack, what do you think? How can Amanda put this behind her? I mean, she's going to probably have to just focus on the positives, right? And just sort of delete that match from her memory as best she can. I mean, she's a Wimbledon finalist. That's pretty damn cool.
Yeah, I was going to say, kind of mimicking both of you, Stevie. Hopefully she doesn't hold her head down or anything. I think she beats the number one player in the world. Obviously, she has kind of a dream 2 weeks. I think in our sport, it's very easy to focus on your last match and not really remember the matches prior. So I just hope for her, because she's playing so well. Everyone has bad days. Iga played phenomenal as well, I thought. It was kind of one of those you hope she got off to a good start, I think, to kind of calm down. And then as soon as it started kind of snowballing like that, and then what do you guys think when the crowd starts cheering you on just to win a game? That's always kind of a weird, I don't know. It's always a weird feeling when you're out there if it's not going well. And at that point, it looked like she was literally just trying to win a game and it wasn't happening. And you could see her kind of break down a little bit. But all credit to Iga as well. And a lot of credit to Amanda for the 2 weeks. And I really hope she can take it in the summer, playing in front of, home fans, now being a top 10 player, after producing that good of tennis for 2 weeks. So, hopefully, all credit to her, to both of them. But hopefully she can bounce back.
Stevie, do you have any You said before this pod started that you actually got bagelled on center court. I don't remember that. I'm assuming against Federer.
It's fun to remember.
No, not against Federer.
No, against Norrie. Grass court, legend. Yeah, my last main draw, Wimbledon. First set, 6-4, I think. And then I was like, all right, let's change a couple tactics, right? Let's move on. And got worse and then got worse. 1-0. It's the last two sets. And like Jack said, they weren't really cheering for me to get any games in that match because Cam is a home guy there. So they really wanted him to just kind of blow through me and get through the next round. But it's hard to explain how bad you want to get into the locker room at in the third set, 2-0, 3-0. Just let's get in the locker room, let's shower, let's find that, United flight home, and let's get out of here. I had my one daughter with me at the time. My family was there, so it wasn't the best experience getting my ass kicked out there on center court, but it happens, right? That's the way it works sometimes. You're just on the wrong side of a losing streak. But I think for Amanda, I don't know about you guys, do you think it would be easier? It's easier pill to swallow for her in her first slam final to lose 0-0 or to, serve for the match, have match points, and then lose? I think this one she can kind of just throw away and then move on a lot easier than if she had a chance to win, leading into the U.S. summer where hopefully she'll have a ton of confidence going into the U.S. Open.
Yeah, I'm with you, Stevie. I'd rather lose 0-0 than a heartbreaker. At a certain point, she might just be able to laugh at this.
Yeah.
You can't take the 2 weeks away from her. You can't take the fact that she's a Grand Slam finalist away from her. The match was brutal. She did not play well at all. She played so well throughout the course of the tournament. So I'm with you. I think she can delete it, laugh at it. She's top 10 in the world. On the American women's side, there's almost half of the top 10 is American. Emma Navarro is number 11. Okay. Amanda Anisimova, 7. Obviously got Pegula, Coco Gauff, and Madison Keys. So the American women are doing freaking fantastic. And let's hope we can get another one in a final in New York. But what about you, Jack? I think you can laugh at it at a certain point.
Yeah, and I think, who knows, if she took time away from tennis to obviously just take a step back and come back maybe with a clear head, and hopefully maybe throughout that process she learned to maybe forget pretty quickly and move on and look forward to the next tournament and the next task at hand. Because she clearly showed it for the first 6 matches, and I think I would be satisfied with the slam final. I'd probably try to just chuckle it off real quick and be like, it wasn't my day. It was Iga played the best grass tennis that we've ever seen from her, in my opinion. Yeah, combined with a tough day for Amanda. So, but hopefully she can just kind of laugh it off and move on, get ready for the summer swing.
Yeah, where do you guys? All right, let's move on to the champion, Iga, and she was completely dominant. I believe she only lost 1 set throughout the course of the tournament to American Katie McNally in the second round. Do you guys peg Iga going forward to the summer hardcourt season as the favorite in these big events, especially the U.S. Open, or would you still give it to maybe number 1 player in the world, Sabalenka, who's been so successful at the slams this year, just hasn't slammed the door and won one yet? Jack, what do you think? Do you like Iga going forward, or do you like someone else?
I think all credit to Iga. I think I'm probably going to ride with Sabalenka as the favorite for the U.S. Open. I think she has proven on all surfaces she can play so big and so dominant and kind of blow women off the court in some of these matches with her aggressive play. And I would side with Sabalenka probably, but not. Iga not far behind, obviously, at all, and if not equal favorite for some of these. But I think Sabalenka will come out swinging and have a big purpose come New York in the U.S. Open.
Yeah, and I think she's definitely going to be, she's talked about in that category again. She hadn't won a title for, I think, over a year up until this point. So Iga has, firmly planted herself back into the conversation of winning these titles with the other women in the draw. But, from an X's and O's standpoint, her forehand was immensely better. Felt like she hit, we're going to get into the weeds here a little bit, but she felt like she hit it cross court 95% of the time and she was never going to miss. And then ultimately just dominated with her backhand. And like you said, in the last couple episodes, John, her movement is insane on the grass. It is such a weapon, especially on the women's side. You feel as if she's one of the only few women who are sliding on a grass court, moving like that. I mean, you see it much more commonly on the men's side, but the way she moves out there is a massive, massive advantage. And the way she was striking the ball for those, really the entire grass season. I mean, she lost in the finals to Jess a couple weeks back, but kudos to her. The game was there, the mental side was there, and she proved that she was, if not the best player in the world. Like, her and Sabalenka are neck and neck, I think, for the most consistent over the last 12, 18, 24 months for sure.
Because she won so easily in the final, people are forgetting the fact that she won 6-2, 6-0 in the semifinals. So 24-2 in the semifinals and finals.
Talk about stress-free.
Yeah, talk about stress-free. 3 straight bagels. She wins 2-0 in the semis, 0-0 in the finals. She's on a W18, well, probably more than that, W19 at the very least, game streak to end her Wimbledon in 2026. Absolutely incredible from Iga. She's now 6-0 in Grand Slam finals. Do you know how ridiculous that is in the rarefied air that she's in right now? She joins only 2 other players in history to win their first Grand Slam singles finals. That's Margaret Court and Monica Seles. Iga Swiatek has joined that group. Incredible. I personally like her going forward in the summer hardcourt season. I think she figured out how to play on courts that are a little bit faster. Wimbledon obviously skids through. The hard courts in America are pretty fast, but most importantly, she's got her mojo back. I mean, we saw her at 6-7 in the world. We're not accustomed to seeing that. She's back up to number 3. I like her going forward. I think she can win the U.S. Open. I would peg her. She probably won't be the betting favorite. It's got to be Sabalenka, defending champion there, but Iga, she's going to be certainly a tough out, and she's playing like that. She's absolutely nails. Anyways, amazing tournament. I don't want that finals to take away from the fact that the women's event was awesome. All the upsets at the beginning of the tournament, just like the men's side, added a lot of intrigue to the tournament. And Amanda taking out Sabalenka in the semifinals was an incredible match, incredible moment for her. But let's move on to the big one on the men's side, number 1 versus number 2, just like it was at the Roland Garros finals. This time, of course, Sinner exacts some revenge. Stevie, you weren't on the pod 2 days ago. We all agreed that Sinner, we thought Sinner was going to win. So amazingly, we got one right. Like, for sure, we thought we put the hex on him. Stevie, you tell the truth. What did you think going into this match? Because we didn't call you, we didn't ask you pre-match. Who did you like in this one?
I would have said, minus the fact that Sinner's elbow was talked about, who knows how serious or unserious it was at this point. I would have said it was a 50-50 match with those guys going in. If Sinner was healthy, I think he's the favorite in that scenario. I mean, I think you're right, John. I think grass might be his best surface. It's a joke how he can hit the ball, how hard he can hit the ball. It's clean off the racket just about every time. I mean, and he just is able to dictate points and kind of hit through the court on the grass the way it's just a little bit more slick, a little bit quicker, where Carlos just didn't have enough time, and he was outplayed. I mean, Carlos was saying, watching the final, he's talking to his box, saying that he's getting outplayed out there. But I would have said the one thing that worried me was if Sinner got out to a lead and then kind of lets it slip away like he did in the first set. I thought that was Carlos's chance. If Jannik was up a break in the first, loses 4 straight games, I'm like, oh no, like this could go maybe south if Sinner has any lingering, feelings from the French Open, but he's the best player in the world for a reason. He just buckled down and completely forgot about the first set and just took care of business, which is, I think, super impressive, seeing how the French Open was lost, having that lead, then, kind of letting the first set slip away. Like, those things can get in your head and ultimately be the downfall of a final. So really impressive by him. And other than that, the set points in the first few sets by both guys were insane. Like the Carlos in the first set, Jannik in the second set with that, like those forehands, it's a joke. I mean, I think I text you guys, I'm glad I'm retired from tennis because, like, that's insane. I mean,
yeah, to pull that off on of course, at that stage and in set points, just stupid. I don't know which one was better. But Jack, what were your takeaways from the match? What do you think Jannik did so well to frustrate Carlos out there. I mean, I think Carlos, admittedly, he wouldn't say it. I think he could have played better. He didn't serve that well. I think he only served at a 52% first serve clip. He was serving very well in his prior 2-3 matches. Then he had a serving day. It dropped off dramatically compared to his previous matches, and of course he's going to need some free points. You're going to try to beat this guy Sinner. But Jack, what were your takeaways from the final?
Yeah, well, I think I was just going to say exactly what Stevie just said. It's a great reminder watching these finals and these guys play of why I don't play anymore as well. Never had guys really. Their control of like their bodies out of the corners on grass, sliding into these balls and keeping these and like hitting it clean, and then able to like get your footing on grass and like push off. I just like, it's actually incredible to watch. It was really fun. It was a really fun final. I think Jannik was just I think he just had the edge of being the aggressor. I feel like throughout the match, it kind of felt like it was on his racket, a lot of the time, or especially in the big moments, obviously after the first set and that 4-game lull. But after that, it seemed like he was playing just his style. He was the one, trying to dictate points, even coming forward at times, and served better for sure. Absolutely. Like you said, I think Carlos had a rough serving day, but his ability just to move the ball around, dictate with the forehand when he had it, and I thought he served well to get out of some situations. I thought it could get kind of weird in the fourth there with those break points for Alcaraz, and kind of had a weird backhand misreturn. You don't really see that much. I think kind of got jammed up on one, and then and after that it just felt like Jannik's day, Jannik's match, and he's incredible, and just he's really fun to watch. Honestly, kudos to him, kudos to both of them. But wow, that was fun.
I think to me, I want to ask you guys, it felt like, he got that get out of jail free card against Grigor in the round of 16. Oh. And at that point, it's like, wow, like this guy's going to be tough to beat. I felt like that spelled trouble for Shelton in the quarterfinals. Again, not to say that Sinner couldn't have come back and won that match because they were even in the third set. Obviously, Grigor gets hurt. Grigor was playing so well. But to be able to walk off that court, not playing his best at all in the round of 16 match, and to get a total reprieve like that and to still advance in the tournament, like, seemed like all the pressure at that point kind of went off of him a little bit. So I don't know. I mean, you guys know what it is. Like, you win a match you probably shouldn't win, or you win, you don't play that well, whatever the case may be. You feel like a big weight has been lifted off your shoulders going forward. So in my mind, that was the point where I thought, all right, Sinner's probably going to win this tournament.
Yeah, as long as his elbow was fine. I mean, there was talk of him getting the MRI, the practice, being canceled, all that kind of stuff. But as soon as he played Ben, and you're like watching him from the ground and watching him serve normally, like, he's fine. And the nice thing for him, in theory, like, he could take a month off and then just play like Cincinnati in the U.S. Open, or just the U.S. Open, and he doesn't need any prep. Like, so he knows there's a finish line. He's got, at that point, it's 3 more matches, kind of battle through. If there's not going to make it, exponentially worse, where he might have to miss some serious time. But I thought he did a good job. I don't know about you guys, coming forward, even though he's maybe not that comfortable coming forward. He came forward a lot, missed a lot of volleys, but I felt like he put a lot of pressure that Carlos couldn't be as athletic as he wanted to be. When he does hit those, sliding chip forehands and just kind of neutralizes the point. Like, Sinner was taking them out of the air, not winning all the points, but at least putting it in Carlos's mind that he's not going to just let him float one back deep, kind of reset the point and hope for a miss, which I thought was great, to have that confidence to keep coming forward, especially after a few kind of early misses, which could definitely detract you from doing something you're uncomfortable with in that moment.
Yeah, and I think a lot of credit needs to go to his coach, Darren Cahill. I mean, that dude can flat out coach. He admitted that that's something that they did work on a lot, is going forward when, coming into the net more, trying to finish points off at the net when they first started working. I think 3 years ago when he first started doing it, didn't look as comfortable, but you're right, Stevie, he looked pretty comfortable. Maybe it's not the favorite part of his game, but he looks pretty comfortable going forward. He's improved so much since he started working with Cahill. We also talked about like how good he is from the back of the court, especially in that match against Ben, when they got in essentially a baseline game with neutral ball rallies. Ben didn't really have any chance, and Ben's playing great from the baseline. And Carlos even says in his during the match, he was saying, he's much better than me on the baseline. He's much better than me. He's playing much better than me on the back of the court. I mean, Sinner right now from the back of the court, you have to say there's no one better in the world. That's the reason why he's number one in the world. But it's him, Novak, and Carlos, right? The three best players from the back of the court. But I think Sinner might be separating himself a little bit. At least he did at this tournament at Wimbledon.
I mean, you're not hitting through these guys. I mean, the only thing that I can think of, like Grigor's up 2 sets. I mean, Sinner wasn't playing his best tennis, but the way Grigor plays with the slice backhand, right? I'm not saying that's the answer, but you can't just let Sinner and these guys get into a rhythm. Like if you just let them hit balls for 2-3 hours, they're gonna get better as the match goes on. That's just gonna happen. And Grigor was, hitting the slice slow, deep, short, down the line, like just kind of, lack of better terms. I mean, Grigor doesn't junk it up like, I would off the slice backhand. I mean, it's much prettier, but like
your 3-5 from the local club with the elbow
exactly.
rack.
But just changing the dynamic of the match, changing like the speed of the ball. You were getting some misses off the Sinner racket in that match where, you weren't from the Sheltons, you weren't from Novak, and you certainly weren't from Carlos in the end. So it's just, you can't just let him swing out of the pocket for 2, 3, 4 hours. He's going to get better, and you cannot beat this guy from the baseline at the moment. There's just no way.
Yeah. Grigor was absolutely dicing that slice. He's having such a good day on his backhand wing, especially from the slice side. And as good as these other players were that Sinner went on to play, they don't have that, right? Their slice is not as natural. Grigor was just, tough luck. He was just playing. So what a dream matchup Federer versus Sinner would be. Prime Fed versus Sinner right now
so
on grass with Fed, dicing the second serve return, like serve volley, all that stuff. Like,
come on.
I like Fed too, the legend, but that'd be a dream matchup. But so now Sinner moves on to one of 5 players aged 23 or under to hold 3 men's singles titles at Grand Slams. Obviously, 1 point away from having the career Grand Slam,
which is insane.
At 23 years old. All right, here's a good one. It's kind of low hanging fruit because a lot of people like to ask this question. Who has more Grand Slams by the time these 2 players, Alcaraz and Sinner, hang up their rackets? Remind you, Sinner's a little more than a year, but a year and a half older than Carlos, and he's 1 Grand Slam behind. Carlos has 5, Sinner has 4. Who do we think ends up with more slams, Jack? It's a good one.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, chew on it. It's a tough one. On the top of your head, it's like...
It's kind of like you got to give Carlos a lot of Frenches, maybe, even though Sinner had match points even. But I think I'm going to just slightly edge with Sinner on this one. I think, I see him like in Australia winning, some of those, U.S. Open. I mean, Wimbledon, I think he's going to be a tough out for the next 10 years or however long he plays. So, yeah, and I mean, he showed it on clay. He had him. I think I'm going to go with Sinner, but honestly, I don't even know. I think...
To me, the great thing about these two is Carlos knows he has to get better now, right? He said he didn't have his best day, but he might feel like Sinner might be better than me right now. So he's gonna motivate him to get that much better. It's what Fed, Rafa, and Novak did throughout their careers. It's awesome for tennis. So Carlos knows he needs to get better, and he's already at this ridiculous level. But Stevie, what do you think?
Yeah, I think Sinner ends up with more just based on the body of work the last 2 years. He doesn't lose to anyone but Carlos.
It's true.
Carlos has these moments in matches where, he just loses. Like last year, I think he lost second round of the U.S. Open. Like Sinner's not doing that. Like that's not in his cards, right? Like if he's going to lose to, Carlos playing better than him, maybe, somebody, Novak, right? Or somebody like that. And other than that, I don't see him losing to anyone in a 3 out of 5. So I just going to assume he's going to be in the back end of tournaments more frequently than Carlos at the moment, just because Carlos has the ability to lose. He's just shown that. I mean, it's not that easy to do, but he's lost more early matches than Jannik, and who's going to beat Jannik at the end of a tournament other than Carlos right now?
Yeah. Well, that's actually a good segue.
Right now.
No, to my next question is, who is that person that can end this 7 Grand Slam streak, one between Carlos and Jannik Sinner?
No one.
Who is the one player in y'all's mind that can put an end to this streak that they're on right now? Want me to start?
Yeah, you go for it, because
Yeah,
I've got
you
no
got
one. My list is 0.
I'm going to say Taylor Fritz. That's my answer. He's the one guy that I think has the best chance, and I think right behind him, I think is Ben Shelton. That's me. But
Yeah.
Jack, do you have something?
Yeah.
I'd over 3 out of 5 at these slams. I just don't.
I know. There's
I
got
mean,
to
I
be
would give-
someone.
I would give Fritzy an edge. I would give Fritzy an edge over Ben for sure. Maybe I would throw a Zverev with a new maybe potential team around him, and potentially some new energy and newfound motivation out there. If he's serving as well as he can and playing well on one of these U.S. Open center court or Australia, he would probably be my guy, my only guy, honestly. For him and Taylor, be my 2.
It's kind of like it was in the Rafa Roger Novak era. Who's going to beat both of these guys back to back in a tournament? You know what I mean? Who's going to beat the one in the semis and who's going to beat the other one in the final? So you need somebody to help you out. You need Grigor to beat Sinner. Then Novak can kind of get through that side, right, if he can, and then play his best against Carlos. You need some help and some love. But I really don't know if there is a guy that can beat both of them back-to-back in a semis and final. I don't know. Like, that's going to be the biggest hurdle to climb. So you're going to need some help. And then I do think, if you only have to beat one of them, I do think a Fritz, a Draper, a Musetti, Novak, right? Like, guys can beat one on any given day, but to beat them on a Friday, Sunday, semis and finals at a slam, that's a big ask, a really big ask.
You need some help. You need Carlos to go out second round to Zandschulp. So
Exactly.
But Stevie and Jack, I don't remember if you played Atlanta this year, but it was 2021. Randomly bringing up Atlanta on this Wimbledon something major pod. But Jannik Sinner, I think this just goes to show, like, in my mind, how good of a dude he is. He entered Atlanta. This is 2021, so this is almost exactly 4 years ago. Entered Atlanta via Player Zone, didn't ask for an appearance fee or anything. All of a sudden, the Atlanta tournament director is looking, holy crap, we got Sinner playing the tournament. He was top 30 at the time, right, 4 years ago. And Greg Sharko was telling me this morning that how much of a joy Sinner was to deal with. He did the kids clinic out in the Atlanta heat at Tuesday afternoon at 99 degrees. He did, I think Sharko had like a doubles guy that pulled out of a Stars event because he needed a rest up for his match. And Sinner filled that spot, went to center court to take pictures with all the fans in Atlanta. Sharko actually sent me a picture of that. Stevie, I think you have the picture as well, so we can put that up on the pod. I don't know, really great dude. Super nice, super respectful. I'm not trying to pump him up so much, but at the time, I did not know he was a stone cold killer like he is now. But he is on his way to one of the greatest players of all time. I would not have guessed that 4 years ago in Atlanta, but he's always been humble, and it's amazing seeing him, in my mind, have this success right now. So I think that's pretty cool. We'll maybe get some of those photos up from Atlanta of
Took a heartbreaking loss in that doubles final. Thank you to him, 2021.
Yeah, he took out Stevie in the finals. He lost early in singles.
I lost one other Atlanta doubles finals to somebody else. Who is
Jack,
that guy?
I'm guessing Jack.
Yeah, it was. Jack doesn't remember for sure.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah, Jack doesn't remember 250 doubles titles.
Yeah, Jack and Vasek beat maybe 2014 or something like that.
Oh yeah, that was because we went Wimbledon, Atlanta. We won 14 matches in a row, and then and then finals of Cincy, and we got the Bryan brother treatment. One of those where they couldn't miss a ball. We lost in 48 minutes.
But yeah, I remember that doubles match, just going backhand to backhand, just feeling real confident.
Against Sinner?
Yeah, real confident.
I'm taking Sinner against Stevie Johnson in a backhand to backhand battle.
You give me one, you think I get 1 point?
Slice,
you think I get 1 point out of 100? If we just go cross-court backhands? I can do whatever. No slice.
Oh, no, absolutely. If you can hit the slice, absolutely.
No, just backhands. We play 100 points, just cross-court backhands. Do I get one?
Yeah, you're getting,
he's going to miss. He's going to hit the tape.
You're getting 5. You're getting 5.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I would have said over-under on 2.5. Because he actually doesn't have to win it. I mean, but.
No, he doesn't. But, Jack, you brought up Zverev and his new team, and apparently he's been practicing in Mallorca with Tony Nadal. And Sky Sports is reporting that Tony could be his new coach. And Rafa, this is just hearsay, right? Sky Sports is reporting this. I don't know if this is completely confirmed. Rafa is going to be taking on a mentoring role with Alexander Zverev. I don't know. At first glance, I like this. Jack, do you think this could be something that adds that missing piece? Because we know how close he's been.
Yeah, and this was not info from Tennis Centel, so hopefully there's some truth to this. We did not get Centelled again, or I didn't. But yeah, no, I think this could be maybe the little spice and the little energy boost that Zverev needs. Obviously, he's talked recently publicly about not really enjoying being out on the court, kind of losing motivation. It seems like at times. And feeling lonely, I guess, on court. So, yeah, I think Rafa always has great energy. Tony seems like he always has great energy. I think, obviously, their dynamic when Rafa was playing was incredible and was always talked about. So, between both of their brains and all the knowledge they have, and hopefully some positivity and can kind of have some uplifting spirits for Zverev and kind of bring him back to a place of enjoying the game. And I think of anybody, all those big three, they all played till they were, so old, and they still were competing, their asses off and seemed like still enjoying being out there, even at an older age, and all the miles on the body. So I think Zverev, if you're going to go to anybody, someone that's, played for that long and somebody that was, one of the greatest competitors in all of sports and was out there no matter what tournament, no matter what court he's playing on, was fighting for every point and wanting to be out there. So I think this could be a great, probably more on the mental side, I think, than anything for him. Yeah, because I think the ball that's never going to go away. Hitting the ball, knowing how to play. So, yeah, hopefully for the mental side for Alexander, this will be huge.
I think there was two ways to go about this. This little not break, right? I mean, lost first round of Wimbledon, but until his next event, I thought he should have just flown from Monday, losing at Wimbledon, straight to the Maldives for 2 weeks and taken a mid-season break like he would have done in December. Turned off the TV, not thought about tennis for 2 weeks, and just kind of reset, because I feel like that's what he needs. I mean, you guys talked about it. He's played so much tennis. It's at some point it becomes just harder to get over the little things the more you do it in his regard. And it's crazy because he's still 4 in the race. I mean, he's still the 4th best player, by ranking. And, he's basically, a lot of us, or everybody's kind of talking about him just being lost. Like, he is lost to a certain degree, but his only thing left to accomplish is a slam title. So, but I think it'll be good for having Tony Nadal and Rafa and those guys, because at this point, I mean, he needs to find a way to move the needle, that tiny 1%, 0.5% to get over the hump against these guys. So it's hopefully it works out. I mean, Tony, I think since Rafa, he's only coached maybe Felix, and not sure how beneficial that was for that partnership. So we'll see what happens kind of going forward. But look, he still has a chance to be talked about winning these slams, and hopefully he can find his groove again, because, to not have him competing at the end of tournaments with his level is a little confusing, just with how good he is, how good he has been for the last decade. And, he's still only 28, top 5 in the race, and still has a lot to give, I think.
It's going to add a lot of intrigue to the tour, for sure, because he's a bit of a lightning rod type guy on tour. So there's a lot of people like talk about him, good and bad. So I like seeing it. Hopefully that partnership does come to fruition, and we'll see what happens. We'll be rooting for him. So if he can get to the semifinals of these slams, as you said, Stevie, and go up against someone like Carlos, I think that'd be really good. And then you can see if this partnership pays off, right? Because it's not just to get to a second week of a slam; it's to win one of these things. So we'll see there. All right, that's it. Something major. We're done. We have the winner of the bracket challenge. It was not Joey Donuts. He did not go back to back. It was BP1. He gets a $100 gift card. God, we really give out amazing prizes for a.
What's more exciting? You more excited for that gift card or coming on the pod? I
don't even know. Did he confirm that?
I don't know. But he has the option to come on just like Joey Donuts. So.
But all right, to get a $100 Tennis Warehouse gift card, he better buy 5-0 major hats.
Apparently it's confirmed he's coming on the Friday show. I guess he is.
Heck yeah. So we get BP1. What do we think? So Joey Donuts was like a 15-year-old kid from Raleigh, North Carolina, What do you think BP1 is like?
You think he's British?
I don't know.
I'm guessing like Midwest, like 48-year-old. That's my guess.
I'm gonna guess another kid, relatively 25 and younger.
I'm gonna say a Brit following the local tournament over at Wimbledon. I think
I would love for it to be a Brit, just to get our international crowd going.
Exactly. We can talk about English breakfast.
I'm saying an old middle-aged dude from like Lincoln, Nebraska, Jack's hometown. Something like that. That's what I'm feeling. Anyways, all right.
Congrats on the snake draft, John. You won the snake draft.
Yeah, no one cares about that.
Yeah.
I lost the big one. I lost the one that matters.
Hey,
right?
I will say
So,
a lot of chatter was around the Isner shirtless episode. I was getting plenty of texts about it. Skin tee was good. The pheasant looked good in the background.
Okay.
You know, smart. You got it out of the way.
I got a good background, really good background right
Smart.
now.
I'm glad I beat you guys by 2,500 spots as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jack, you finished 429th out of 4,000. That's really good.
Yeah, you got to just pick the winner right. It's just like weighted so heavily.
Yeah, I did that draw in 30 seconds.
Stevie, you barely beat me.
I know.
Well, Sam barely beat you.
I know.
Or Sam barely beat Stevie.
There was a pillow fight, and then there was Jack.
But Jack was the one that was in danger, though.
I know. That was
not
crazy.
really.
Dude,
Sinner crushed Novak.
It's all
but
the winner. Just pick the winner, and you're fine.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, we'll bring back something major, the U.S. Open, and maybe we'll come up with another punishment for the loser of us four. All right. That's it. And we're back to our regularly scheduled program coming up real soon. Nothing Major is back. Hope you guys enjoyed Something Major Wimbledon edition, and we will see you on Friday.